Hello, everyone. This is Adrian with the Friendly Show, and with me is Amanda Perino. She's the uh, Rails Foundation chair, CEO. I don't know what
Executive director.
executive director. You know, I have this conversation with Stephen Markheim all the time, and I tell him I just skim things. I don't read them through. I
Yeah,
just
yeah,
skim. So you're on the top there, like you're running it and doing
yeah,
the Rails world and everything.
yeah.
And we wanted to come on the show and talk a little bit about Rails world, the triathlon, and more actually about the Ruby Passport. So yeah, we had the Ruby Triathlon this September, which started with Railsworld, September 8th, maybe. And
Four,
then
five. Yeah.
4 5, yeah, 4 5. And then a friendly 10, 11, 12. And then Yuruko the next week in 15, 16, or maybe 17.
17,
The next week. Yeah.
18.
3 weeks, three events, three Ruby events, one week after another, all three of them in Europe. We had about 17 people actually go to each one, to all of them. So some people travel together, they stay together, they definitely hanged out. I've seen some restaurant photos, people going in on parks and museums and everything. So it is a lot of fun.
Yeah, and
And
this
it
is the third year in a row that it happened, right?
Yep, third
Yeah.
year. It started as a joke in Vilnius, the Yuruko in 23. But I'm super happy that this happened, because just happened. People, we were just attracted a little bit to each other, and then of course we hanged out more and we got to know each other even more. And we figured out, like, hey, you don't get to do this every day. Like, spend 3 weeks with other people from your community and connecting and doing all of this stuff. So it's
But
really
correct
cool.
me if I'm wrong. It was a little bit of like a lemonades out of lemon situation because it came about when you called me back in 2023 to say like, hi, um, my name is Adrian. I run a little event called Friendly, and your dates are really, really close to my dates. And that's going
Yep.
to mean that people don't want to come to my event.
Yep.
And we
Yep.
had this call, and for a myriad of reasons, I couldn't move it was really the only dates that we could do at the time. So I thought that from there you were like, okay, we're going to make it a thing then. Come to the Rails and Friendly and Yuruko. Is that how it started?
Yes, that's basically how it happened. So 23, that was the first year we ever planned Friendly. It was the first time we planned a conference. And when we did it, when we announced to the people, we were kind of the only one. That was Wrocław like 2 weeks before it or something. And then Yuruko just, had a seat just after Friendly, or like before Friendly. Oh, it was before. And then Rails were just after. And we were thinking like, oh my God, we're like 100 people kind of conference between these two giants. Nobody's going to come to Friendly. We didn't know about too many things, and we definitely had some, we had some worries there, and we had the conversation. But now thinking back, it was freaking awesome. It was just perfect for us, just filling in this gap of like these two huge conferences, and then this nice, cool, chill, friendly kind of vibe where you just come and
Nice.
hang out to people. Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and we kind of learned that, like, when you never organize an event and you see these things, you kind of pattern match to some other things. But after you do it, we're like, super chill. And actually, we planned it for next year, and we planned it for this year as well. I actually went to Enrique and I told him, like, hey, Enrique, like, you have this big conference, like, people are gonna come to Uruco, like, Rails World is this, we want to be here, and you should, like, can you be the first one, so we're straight in the middle, because if we're the last ones, like, people, they go home and everything. And he was like, yes, sure, Adrian, I can help you, yes, of course. And we actually planned it out, so for us it's just perfect slotting in there between these two
It's
conferences.
always in the middle. I was
Yeah.
happy that this time Railsworld was not the last one, but the first one for the first
Yep.
time,
Yeah.
because then I could go to not the others. I really wanted to come to Friendly, but for reasons I couldn't. But I was at Euroko, and we saw each other at Euroko, and it was really, really nice to finalize, like, see the triathlon ending and
Right.
give everyone their prizes on stage.
Yep. 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 And unwind. And yeah, it was kind of a vacation for me as well,
Yeah.
after the event, so it's cool not to have the last one. Um, and this year, like, besides the triathlon, we debuted the Ruby Passport, which is this thing right here.
We timed that. That almost looks like we did it on purpose.
Yes, yes.
It was
And
probably one of the most fun things about Railsworld for me this year for organizing it. Just gotta say.
right? Yes, I you had too much fun. You definitely had too much fun with it. You were sending me photos and messages and WhatsApps and everything, and you said like I told her, are you don't you have any other things to do for real? Well, is this all you do all day? But it really, I think it really went to show like when, because people went to the 800 people, 850 at Railsworld, they went to the embassy and they saw it and they were like, oh my god, flabbergasted. Like they really enjoyed the whole experience, and it kind of shows the amount of work we put into the whole experience.
Yeah, indeed. And the thing for me at the time, you and I made this deliberate decision not to talk about it beforehand because we wanted to surprise people and introduce it on site. So why don't we kind of tell people like where the idea came from and how we built it and stuff?
Yeah. So um, the way I remember it is that I got in touch with you and I wanted to make this kind of notebook for Railsworld where you can have like the keynote, actually the talks, and you can take notes and then to take notes to other people who you've connected with, like kind of like a contacts kind of a agenda like kind of notebook. And then we talked and said like, maybe what if we take this to another event, or like, we can make this for multiple events. And the way I remember it was like, maybe we both thought in the same time like, hey, let's make a Ruby passport, that would be cool, right?
Yeah.
And
I think,
kind
and
of,
also I have to say, like for the past 3 years, the first year, because it wasn't just Friendly that got in touch to say like, hey, these dates are a problem. It was also RubyConf Thailand. And I think this idea is something, like it's a good idea. A lot of people have had the same idea. And I know that it's kind of been brewing since I started, like, oh, we need something like a passport, something like a passport. So it's not, like I can't claim the idea, you can't claim the idea. Everybody had this really good, if you're an event organizer. So when you came to the idea of or reached out and like, I want to do something, but I don't know what that looks like for Avo and for Rails World. And I was like, well,
what
that
if?
idea, the notebook idea, why don't we do this? So it's hard to understand like where the root of the idea
Yep.
came from, except for
Yep.
everywhere and the community, let's say.
And it's like, now when you look at it, because we're going to talk about it a little bit, it looks like, oh my god, such a nice and polished product, and oh my god, so many pages, so many good ideas and everything. But in the beginning it was like, oh, okay, let's have a notebook where you have like your name, and then you have like places for stamps. And then we started thinking like, what if we do this, what if we do that, oh my god, what
Yeah,
if we add this, what if we, and we came to this whole thing, which is a notebook. It has like 48-ish pages. It has like a nice soft touch finish on the outside, and this magnesium gold folio applied to it.
beautiful.
Um, yep, yep. And inside it has a QR code, which is unique to each passport, and it has an NFC, an RFID chip inside, which you can scan with your phone. Definitely went too far with the whole thing, and
Yeah, I
then
was
it
gonna
had,
say you took it to like next level. I thought we were just gonna have a passport, but when you added that and the RFID, I was like,
yep.
oh, we're getting serious here.
Yeah, exactly. I geeked out a lot on this. Like, I let my mind really wander off, and it has like inform places for your information, and for your photo, and a few questions about when you started to use Rails, and the conference of issue, and then a few community milestones of things that maybe you've done, like, for my first open source contribution, or like taught someone Ruby. And then it has a lot of pages for stamps and a few pages for notes, but you can use them for anything you actually want. And it mentions rubyevents.org, which is the platform that is kind of hosting the passport somehow. Yeah. And it has an important notice that this is not a travel document, so don't travel, like, don't forget your actual passport at
So
home.
this is also when we need to give a huge shout out to Jamiro Emming. He was the designer of this. So we threw all of our ideas at him consistently for months to
Yep.
get this where
Yep.
we wanted it, where specifically Adrian wanted it with his printer. And he was the one that said, like, this is not a travel document because if anybody grabs it instead of their passport, it's going to be trouble. And it almost happened. I thought somebody did it and I was going to like eat my shorts because I told Jameer, that's never going to happen. People
That's
won't
never
do that.
Yeah, and
But
the
you did
color.
it.
Yeah. It happened to me because I forgot I have two real passports, one with the U.S. visa and one with the current one. And I got to the airport and I forgot the visa one at home, and I had to run, and I tweeted about it. And you sent me a message right away. Oh my God, Adrian! Don't tell me you took your Ruby passport instead of the real one. So yeah, it was a close one, but
And shout out to Jamiro because it's a beautiful
shout out,
passport.
yeah. Definitely, Jamiro did amazing, and we kind of, while we built this project, we kind of figure out there's a web page called the the Passport Index or something, where it has all the passports in the whole world, and this color is actually the most common color of a
Yeah.
passport, which is this dark red maroon kind of color. Yeah,
Mine's dark blue, so I don't get this one, but
yeah. We have it. So, for example, maybe on future editions we can switch it up and make a blue one and make a black one, and
ooh, yeah, that would be fun.
that'd be fun, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, this is the first edition.
I love it. More ideas coming. More ideas. It's an idea that never ends.
Exactly. So what happens is, I think it's good to tell people. So when you go to a conference, you will get this. So the goal of the passport is to actually have it in the hands of every Ruby person, hopefully. No, at least the people who like these kinds of things, because there are people who don't, I think it's fine. And at the conference you will get it scanned at the conference, so you can get verified attendance. So rubyevents.org is gonna evolve with this idea of the passport, and you'll be able to go on an event, for example Balkan Ruby 2024, and hit attend, so you'll get that attendance on your profile from Ruby Events. But if you have your passport with you, and your passport is scanned at that particular event, you'll get verified attendance. So again, we're geeking
Ooh,
out.
ooh, I love it.
Yes, right. So it's nobody's gonna be able to say that you haven't been there. It's verified, right?
And the goal essentially is like we're linking all of the numerous, many Ruby events in our space, right? Like it's the
Yep.
one thing that'll connect
Yep.
everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
And yeah, and after that, you can scan. You have to actually scan it's in the law, in the Ruby law, to scan the QR code or the RFID chip and create an event, create a profile on rubyevents.org, and that will link your passport, your physical passport, to your account on rubyevents.org, and then you'll be able to see your attendance, and you'll be able to join other events, or you'll be able to say something like, hey, I want to attend like Railsworld 2026, and you'll be able to see other people who want to attend Railsworld. And this will evolve, again, many ideas in brewing, that, but kind of like, this kind of social network, like our private LinkedIn or something. We'll figure it
Wait,
out.
when you say that, I don't think I scanned at Yuruko.
You should. You didn't scan at Yuruko.
I
Well,
can't remember if I scanned at
sorry.
Yuruko. I was so excited to see it in action that I don't know if I did it properly, but maybe I did. I have to check my Ruby events profile.
Yeah. Yeah, and then so this is the QR code and linking it to your digital profile, but then in the real life you'll be able to get special stamps from those events.
Look how
Yes,
official that looks.
right. I have two dates on mine, right?
Why? Both days.
Just because I'm slick. That's
Because you were
that's how I have it. Yeah.
talking to yourself. And then I have the one from Yuruko, which is really cool because it has the heart of code.
Yep. Yep. It's really cool, and I have
And
the
the friendly
friendly as
one.
well.
Why? You took a whole page.
Yeah, you can do that. It's not illegal to do that. So
And the triathlon. That's
and
really
the
cool.
triathlon, yes, we have a special stamp for the triathlon. So see how playful and nice this whole thing
Yeah.
is. And what we also did, we have this stamp which is self-incrementing. So the first one is one, and then the next one is two, and it doesn't mean anything. The number doesn't mean anything, but it's really fun to do it. It's really really fun to do it. So
I think of something already for next year. It's
right,
going to
like
be above
you
and
can
beyond.
you can do things like give sponsors stamps or something. Like you can
Yeah.
think of, right. So
Yeah. Do we
this is
want to
what,
do that? Do we want to do that?
maybe,
I don't
yeah, I know
know.
what you mean. I know what
Because
you
then
mean.
it
Yeah,
would fill up really quickly. So,
maybe. Yeah, we'll see. We'll figure it out. Like there has to be like a balance there, definitely.
yeah.
But this is what we want to do: is like have the event organizers be playful and be creative, and make this like a fun thing for your event, because people love it. I've seen people queue up, like in at Iruko. There was actually a literal queue of like 30 people after it was announced on stage. People were waiting. They're like, "Oh, can I have mine? Can I have mine?" And everybody was listening. Yeah, what should I? Should I scan it? And then should I do this?
We had
And
a whole line out the door at Railsworld as well. Like people were really waiting once word got out of what it
yeah,
was.
yeah. I've seen the line up there at the Balkan. I've seen the line.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really like make it playful and make it a special thing in your event, because people do really love this whole thing.
Let's talk
Yeah.
about like what's the lowest lift if an event organizer, because resources, right? Especially for smaller conferences, you might have space issues, you might have we can talk about kind of the far end of it, but what's the lightest lift that an event organizer would need to do to facilitate this?
So the lowest, the simplest thing they should do is actually create a stamp, which is
Yep.
not that expensive. It's not that expensive in like time and focus. You could just order it online, make it with your event. You can have like a general one. We have like a friendly RB two-tone kind of one, but I loved how Railsworld did it. Had Railsworld 2025. That's extra points. And then you have extra ones. We have the I am friendly stamp. If you're, for example, actually gave a few, we sent a few to Barcelona RB, the event organizer, the meetups, because it's not just for conferences. We want to do it for events as well. And they have the Sagrada Familia logo for their meetup. They can make, you can make a stamp for that, and it's another cool playful thing you can do. So first one, definitely the
Yeah.
stamp.
Yeah.
Before the stamp, so zero, if we come from zero, you have to you get in touch with me. So I can provide the we can provide the passports. So we, through Avo, we can pay for them and pay for the shipping and everything, and we'll send them to any event organizer. So the
Amazing.
lowest thing is like
Cool.
call us, give us your address, tell us how many people you have it for. We'll send almost that number, maybe a little like fewer, because not everybody's into this whole
Yeah.
thing.
And you don't
And
want waste, right? Because I imagine they're kind of expensive, no, to make
yes, they're
holiday.
freaking expensive. It's like between $5 and $8 a piece. Like
Yeah. Okay.
we
So
went too far. We went too far. Yeah. So they're kind of expensive. We don't want them lying around, or like people think there's like flyer and I could just throw around, because it's
yeah.
and it goes a lot of work goes into like attaching the QR code and the RFID chip and everything.
Right.
So
Yeah.
yeah, we want to. So we'll send them to you to have for conferences and meetups. And yes, then the stamp. And then another cool thing you can do is have a way for people to print a photo and stick it on the passport for the people who are just receiving it.
This was
So
probably
yeah.
the thing that took a lot of thought, the most thought. We had a lot of fun with the whole embassy, but trying to figure out how to get a photo printed immediately and put in there in a way that made sense, fast and cheap was hard. So how did you do it at Friendly?
So we, again, talking on the cheap side of things, like easy. We said, okay, we can't spend like $500 or 700, whatever it costs to get a booth. So we're just gonna make our own software. So I bought a printer. I think it was $100 or something.
Well, man.
We have a DSLR camera. We have a tripod. We vibe coded a piece of software which would connect the DSLR camera to the laptop and then to the printer. And basically, you have like your own makeshift photo printer. And now we're evolving it into like just having an iPad and you just click, and it's a little bit more seamless. So if you want to do that, that's the cheapest way. If you have a printer at home and you just want to connect it to your iPad, that's perfect. As soon as we have the finished software, we'll send it to you, and you can use that. Or if you on the other end, which is the simplest thing you can do, is rent out a photo booth from a vendor.
Like a party organizer, which is what we
Yeah.
ended up doing at Rails
Yep.
World. So
Yep.
it was the one that we did was the kind that a strip that
Trip.
lots of parties offer now.
Yep.
And we kind of negotiated down the price exactly because we didn't want branding. We just wanted a way that, and we were going to cut it. So you actually took one that was
Yes, of course I did take one, because this is a cool. Like when you get the photo booth,
yeah,
people should get these kinds of photos. So
yeah. Also,
yeah.
I guess people could also. I mean, if we wanted to be super super light lift, would an organizer need to cover that? They could also say like add a photo of yourself there,
Of
right?
course, of course, of
How
course.
light is this? Just to make sure that this is like an accessible thing for any event organizer to do.
Yep. Yep, yep. And of course, like for example, if you first go to a meetup, of course they might not have a photo booth there. You get your passport, you get it scanned and everything, and you fill out your information. But next year you can go to Railsworld or to Yoruko or like to RubyConf or to other conferences which will have a photo booth, and you can take a photo and stick it on there. So
Yeah. So if
uh,
that's like stopping you, don't let that stop you. The
yeah,
photos can
definitely,
come later. Yeah.
definitely, definitely.
Um, before we, oh, was that everything that like that an event organizer would need? Because I have one question then.
Yeah, that's mostly
I
what.
think so too. Yeah, the
Yeah, yeah.
space for it, like find a space for it. It could be
Find a
a
space for it.
group
Yeah,
of
have like
people.
this embassy. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. We can send you the forms. We can send them the forms from Railsworld, right?
yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
ones,
Oh,
yeah.
that's something we should talk
The
about.
funny, yeah,
Yeah,
the funny forms that mostly you came up with, the,
yeah, yeah.
weird questions. Yeah, and we can have forms for you, photo booth software, and everything. Yeah, it's pretty
So,
much it.
Colin, so for all this, and I just have to ask because you were a sponsor at Rails World because of this, because we had brainchild this idea together, and I was more than happy to make you a sponsor. Are you looking for sponsorship when you send this to other events for free?
Yes and no. Actually, we don't charge money for it, but we do, like it, appreciate it if you add us as a
Yeah,
sponsor on the website. And whenever you send like a newsletter, because they cost a lot of money. They took a lot of time, on our focus and everything to make. So the only way we can make this available is through Avo. So yeah,
yeah,
if you
that makes
help us,
sense.
yeah, definitely.
I
But
think
it's
that's
also free
a
and
really
everything,
good exchange for a sponsor and an
right?
event. Oh,
Yeah, it's a really cool piece of thing at an event. It's a cool experience, which it's tough to get like cool experiences at events. Like, okay, you have after parties, everybody has after parties, you have like all these kinds of things, but having something like this which brings people together and connects them and people talk about it is just next level. So yeah.
yeah. So should we talk about the experience of it?
Yep.
Because there's a lot of different ways you could go about this, right? Like we talked about the lowest lift, which is just, have a place, a booth, and a photo if you want, and to keep it going.
Yep, and stamp.
I
And
had a
that,
lot of fun with the experience. Go
at
ahead.
the end, at the other end of like the experience spectrum, at the higher end. So let me paint you this picture. So at Rails World in Amsterdam, the venue, I'm not gonna butcher the name, but it was the X, what was it,
Exchange.
exchange. I skim things. See, so the old exchange from Amsterdam. It's this beautiful brickworks like building, and it had like these pavilions downstairs, 1, 2, 3, where two of them are like the big conference halls, and then somewhere at the first floor there's a room. So you
Oh,
go, you walk through that long hallway. You can see the whole exposition area down below, and then you get to this room, which has wood on the walls. It has like this nice chandelier. It has these stained glass
yeah.
windows. It's like you're in a courthouse, like in a real government place. And at the entrance, there's this fellow there, which is actually checking your bag or like making you turn around. It's like the security guy, which gives you a lot of trouble to get in.
Like any
And
embassy, right? They got to be secure.
exactly, like every government, right? And then if you pass that gentleman, the security check, you go to the form area, which you fill out these forms, which are ridiculous. Let's just
Ridiculous.
say, just say ridiculous, but very well thought out. Then you go take your photo, and then you you reach another desk, which you may or may not get, shouted out, shouted at, of coming in or like coming at the desk. And then at some point they'll get you in there, and they're gonna ask you for your form, and then they're gonna check your answers, which is
They better
something that
be
I
right.
didn't expect. Yeah, something that I didn't expect, to actually check those answers and ask other questions about it. And I was actually worried at some point that I'm not gonna get it. For that passport. And then there's another, if you get it, if you get the stamp there, you can go to actually get your passport stamped and get your photo applied to the desk, and get a little bit more shit for doing that. So
Yeah.
it's a real governmental kind of experience, which not only me, but a lot of people enjoyed.
Yeah. It was really fun. I had so much fun designing this I experienced with you and with Jamiro. And I think the fun came in the detail, in the tiny, tiny little details that we were hoping people would notice. And for instance, like just the ridiculousness of everything. So the security guy, when you walk in, his security wand was a lightsaber because we wanted it to be able to like make some sound and some light. And then he was, of course, asking ridiculous questions like, "Do you have a monkey in your backpack?" Like, did anybody ask you to carry? Like serious questions like, "Did
Yep.
anybody ask you to carry anything in?"
Yep.
And ridiculous questions. And then the forms, we specifically did 3 different types of forms with different questions completely so that you wouldn't know it. But as you're filling it out, like if somebody were to ask, like, what's the answer? What are you putting down for the cheese question? Like, what cheese question? I don't have a cheese question. And like why? What? So it's all about making causing confusion. And then that would also give the embassy worker at the main desk or the embassy workers the chance to ask questions like, it says you have 6 pockets on you at all time, and then the person standing in line would also be like, pocket question, I don't remember a pocket question. Or like, this says your name in hieroglyphics, and they're like, oh, hieroglyphics, I didn't have that. So the form was all about giving the person, the embassy worker, a lot of ammo to
Yep.
tease you at the
Yep.
front,
Yep.
but also causing confusion on the line because you weren't supposed to know what the other person was filling in. We had pens, we had stickers for people, of course. And I thought more people would steal the pens. I still have a lot of pens, so they'll go to the next embassy. And what else did we have? So we
You
briefed the embassy workers to be like miserable. We had a beautiful logo designed by Jamiro Emming and a sign out front that said like uh,
consular services and
consular
embassy.
services, all fun citizens welcome. And the irony there being that when you went in, they were the most unfun
Yep.
people that
Yep.
were interviewing you. And then actually on site as they were setting it up, because I couldn't be there to the setup, but all the people who were volunteering to run it, they at the last minute put up a one of these forms that show you how to take the passport photo
Okay.
that on the wall, and it's like pictures of Rose, board members of the Rails Foundation, and they took my like MySpace photo from like 2005 or something. Like, this is how you do it. Don't take a bathroom selfie.
That was cool.
Yeah, and then they also did rules. Like, these are like the rules of the embassy. You need to obey these rules. Thinking nobody was going to read that, and
Yep.
I have
Yep.
it packed away somewhere here. But somebody did read it, and like rule 5.3 or something was like anybody who claims that they're an embassy worker is an embassy worker. So this one guy read it and then he got to the front and he said, "Well, I'm an embassy worker." And the woman working the embassy was like, "All right, get in line or get in the seat." And then he just sat there like telling people off and approving them for the Ruby community. It was really fun. So
Really, really fun.
time with the details.
Um, I do want to give you props because I was expecting, having this photo printed and then you'd have like a scissor at the end and just trim it off. But no, no, you had like the special scissor where you could just place it in, and when you chop it once, it just takes the whole photo off. Like, who does that?
It's
Who
a
does that?
passport cutter. You can buy them online. It's super easy.
I don't think we have them here for
That
our
is the perfect
government.
size. It's all about the detail. It's also that was a part of making the experience seamless for the
Yeah.
people working it and coming and
Yep.
going.
Yep. 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 Yep.
Another thing we had that I don't think people really realize, but we had lots of mugs of other programming languages.
PHP, Django,
Laravel.
Go, Rustler.
And it was supposed to be that they were drinking out of it. And then when somebody would go like, "This is a Ruby embassy, but that's a Laravel mug," they would go, "Oh, sorry." And like put that mug down and bring out another one. And it was PHP and then another one. Until they got to the I Love Ruby one, which was what it was supposed to be.
Yep, it's
So
all in
all
the
these
detail.
little ridiculous bits.
And also the embassy workers,
They did such a good job.
they did such a good job.
All of them. Even the
All of
one
them.
who was an attendee who turned into an embassy worker. He did a really
Yes,
good
yes,
job.
yes. So, are you doing it next year as well? Because I feel you should.
Yeah, but now we have to think of like how to do it, what to do. We got to find the space. I go to the Austin venue at the end of October, at the end of this month. And we're going to specifically be looking for like what we could do. So the embassy workers were my parents, and they've already said they said, and actually the other embassy worker is like a really good friend and neighbor, who, this will surprise no one, does Burning Man. So she was all about the creating experiences. So she was all in on this. So props to all of them for being so game for this. And the funny thing about my parents is I was like, I don't know if they're getting what I want out of this. So I had a call with them, like a really official call, and I was like, this is what I want you to do. Oh, they were smoking fake cigarettes, candy cigarettes.
That was
It
freaking
used to be
awesome
like
as well.
super rotten. Um, and I was like, I want you to be mean, but if you notice that anybody is uncomfortable, like tone it back a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah, yeah.
At the front, don't touch anybody. Like just, and they were like, we got this.
Not
Like,
easy. It's not easy.
yeah,
Uh,
but they completely got it, and I was like, with my mind, I'm like, I hope you do it right. They excelled. They beyond, like, they did so much better than I could have imagined.
so I remember this episode with your mom. I think Jean Boussier was there, and she asked like, where do you work?" And he said like Shopify. Oh, Shopify! Oh my God, I love all your music. Everybody started laughing, and then she said like, "I did that joke before, and somebody didn't believe didn't
Yeah,
believe
yeah,
it was a joke."
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
The
it's this kind of experience that you can like
Yeah.
create at your event.
Do you know what's funny as well? It's also what the audience brings to it, right? Like the bit and playing along
Yep,
and being
yep,
either scared or ornery.
yep.
Somebody tried to bribe my parents with candy. So they
That's
brought candy
awesome.
and they slid it forward. And my mom said, she was like, what's that? And he was like, well, in my country, probably Eastern Europe or something, in my country, that's how you get things done at the embassy. And she went to, Bram Janssen was the other one who did a great job as an embassy worker. She said, take the candy, reject the application. So it's basically like, absolutely not, but we'll take the bribe.
This is not your country. Yes, yes.
So yeah, so it was fun. So I think
You
the
should do it.
community will show up as
Yep,
well. It's
yep,
what
yep,
they bring to it as well. It's a two-way street, let's say.
yep, yep. But
Even
I think,
DHH was like playing along.
yep. And he actually ended up at the last desk with the what do you call it, form binder clip, the click.
Yeah.
And the last and she told him like, you, what's this looking, what's this, what is this here, like you shouldn't have this here, go take it back. And he was like, okay, okay, ma'am, I'll do that. He just turned around like, hey, he's the guy, like.
Yeah, yeah. Nobody's safe in the embassy. That's the thing.
Exactly, yeah. So yeah, really cool, really enjoyed that, and I've heard a lot of people saying they love it.
Yeah.
So
So
yeah.
what I would love to see is more people taking the bit further. It doesn't have to be exactly like we did it. Like
Yep,
this can
yep,
be like as different as countries and events are. Your experience of how people get this can be just as fun and interesting because the
yep,
community will show up and play along for
yep,
sure.
for
So
sure.
I'm excited to see what that's going to look like. Do you know where this is showing up in the next couple of months already?
So yeah, so actually today, Rocky Mountain Ruby, today or tomorrow, I think it's happening. So that's going to be the first North American conference that's going to get it. I only had 60 left, so I sent all of them, and then SF Ruby is going to be the next one,
Cool.
next
Nice.
big one. So definitely you're going to see it there, and soon at other meetups and conferences around the world.
Amazing. Super
Yeah.
fun. Okay.
Yep, we want to have them in the hands of everyone, and we want to see as many stamps as possible, and connect them to your profile. And we want to see, we want to. I hope this is going to help the community to connect better and to actually improve it, and have this continuity
Yeah.
for time and time on.
Plus, it's just a really good memento of the events that you've been to, online and in person, I
Yep,
think.
yep, yep, yep.
I'm gonna call it now. Marco is going to fill his up first.
Yes,
Right? Marco
definitely,
Roth, he's
definitely,
going to fill his
definitely,
up first.
definitely. I think he should tweet. He should create a Twitter account, especially just for like Marco's passport. That's what it should be called. And whenever he gets a new stamp, he should just post
He
a photo.
should. He should.
Yes,
He's going to have to apply for a new one like you do.
yes, yes.
We should think about like the first person who gets it full with event stamps.
Oh,
Think
see
of
the
something for
idea. Yeah, let's do something. Let's do something. Um,
yeah. Don't know what.
1 year of premium subscription on rubyevents.org.
Which I believe is free, but
He's gonna get it anyway. They're gonna get it
and it'll be Marco.
probably. So he has to put in a little bit more work to create those fake subscription premiums. Yeah.
Cool.
So really, really cool. Thanks for making this with us and supporting this and trying to make this community a little bit better.
You were a perfect partner for this. So thank you because this did amazing things for our event and I know it'll do amazing things for other events as well. So we'll see how it goes.
Yep. Awesome. Amanda, anything else? How's your end of the year looking?
It's the small window after an event where I can turn my sights to lots of other things. So we have a lot coming up. We've got another add-on tutorial for adding wish lists to the e-commerce app on the Railsworld or the Ruby on Rails tutorial page. We've got another video series from Typecraft coming. There's other things. Oh, we already have 2026 event planning
Yep.
starting, of
Yep.
course. But I'm excited to dive back into it. It's been like it's the end of conference season now after Yuruko. I think I've been home because I had a 1 week off afterwards. I've been home for about a week. So getting back into the swing of things has been slow, but it's ramping up now. And I'm excited to just work on other things than an event for a while. How's your Q4 looking?
Same. We do have some prep. Well, we do have some prep work to do for SF Ruby because we're gonna have a booth there as well. We want to show people the cool new things we've been working on this past summer. We're gonna enjoy a little bit. We're gonna have about 2 days there, so maybe we're gonna do something with more people. We're gonna gather a group. A lot of focus on finishing off AVO 4 and prepping up for SF Ruby, and then slowly ramping down so we can have like a nice chill December. We just enjoy the family and the days off and everything. And no, I don't think I have any events planned for next year.
Well, can we also talk about not having friendly or is it too soon?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it. So yeah, so when we started Friendly this year, in the opening, I told everyone that we're gonna take a break. There's not gonna be a Friendly next year. We had 3 of them, but we are taking a break because Friendly, as smallish boutique, if you wanna call it, this is how we call it, boutique, as it is, it takes so much time and so much focus to get it to the level of polish that we wanted. We just want to make sure that all the details, all the meaningful details are laid out and everything falls into place, and that takes a lot of time. Now I have 2 kids, a 3-year-old and a 3-month-old, and they take a lot more of my time. So I have to decide what I can do and what I can't do. So we're taking a break to see how this year goes, if I'm going to have too much free time on my hands, if I'm going to get the itch, and same for my co-host as well. And we'll see about Friendly 2027. But
Yeah.
we're going to take a break for this year. And to be frank, like it's looking good so far. Like I have no events planned, no Friendly, no other events, and it's not looking that bad. It's looking good to not
Yeah.
have a full calendar.
I was surprised when I heard the news when you mentioned that. I was surprised and I wasn't surprised because I know firsthand how much love you put into Friendly. Not from being there. I haven't sadly you ended before I can make it. But I understand what goes into an event that you really care about and you care about the experience. The Rails Foundation is fortunate and then that's one of our goals, but it's not for AVO. So I completely understand that it takes away from the business side of the business, like what you're actually there to work on. So I get it. I've heard really, really good things. I know a lot of people are sad about it. I've heard fantastic things about Friendly since the very first edition. So hopefully one day you'll come back and I will be the first ticket. I will be the first ticket that
That's
time.
perfect. I'm gonna write to you beforehand so you
Yeah.
know to
Yeah.
watch out.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I'm looking forward for that day when I'll have so much free time to say, oh, what can I do with my all of this free time?
No, two tiny kids. I don't know when that's going to be, and I
Right?
don't know what it takes to raise little humans. But I imagine it's a lot harder than an event, even.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, we'll see. But definitely, I'll visit a few events next year. I definitely want to participate in the embassy somehow. So
Yeah,
the Ruby passport is going to be out there. So I want to go and see because I love seeing people, being into it.
yeah,
That
yeah. I don't know yet which ones I'll be at either, but I'm sure I'll see you at an event somewhere next year. I'm sure of it.
Definitely, definitely, definitely. And everybody, when you go to events, stay one more day because that's when the magic happens. That's
It
when
is.
it's
Yeah.
all super, super fun when bond with people and connect. And that's what that's one of the biggest reason why I love events that much. That's why I go like to make and to enjoy the second day to make it as nice as I can do it.
Do you know? And that's something I got at Uruko for the first time because all the other events, I'm too tired after Railsworld, even though I see people in the city and I'm so sad that I can't go out because
Yeah,
I'm just like
yeah,
sleeping. But Bright and Ruby, I had my friend and my dog, so I was mostly hanging out with them after. Tropical on Rails, I'm gonna be honest. I was sleeping most of the day after that, even though I knew that Robbie was running around. Robbie Russell was still in town. But Yuruko was the first time that I made an effort to come out and see
yep.
people, and it really did
It
make
was
the
nice.
whole experience really, really interesting and fun and better. It was a good close to it.
Yep, yep. Loved it,
What do
loved
we
it.
call it? Post RB? Post conf?
Post RV conf. Yeah, we talked about that. It's still not ready for production. It's still not ready for production. I'm not gonna tell people. Go to Twitter handle. Twitter, it's the post RB conf. That's the handle. So definitely follow that account.
Okay.
Definitely. Coolio.
Well, I will
Amen.
see you. I will try not to send you any late night WhatsApps anymore because we don't have a project we're working on together, but I will see you at another event, I'm sure.
You know what? Do it because that's gonna put some wood on the fire for the Austin embassy, or I
Yeah,
will do it.
I have ideas. I'm not going to spoil any ideas right now, but I have some interesting ideas that we're trying to explore. So
Okay. Cool, cool. But you should definitely do it because the US people, they haven't seen it. They haven't seen it. And
they
this is gonna
will
be
for SF Ruby, right? Like they'll
it
they'll
will be
start
at the
and
exactly,
Rocky
exactly,
Mountain, yeah.
exactly. Yep, 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 yep,
And maybe RubyConf will do it too, which will happen before us as
yep,
well.
yep, yep, yep. Definitely.
Cool. Lots to look forward to.
Yes, definitely. Amanda, thank you so much for coming on the show. Thank you for talking passport and events and
Yeah,
everything. I really
always
love
happy
talking about that. Yep. And I'll see you at an event near you
Yep,
soon.
and don't forget your passport.
Yes. Always have it with you.
Bye.
See you, everyone. Bye.